commemorate the second Foundation Day for the Reverend Moa Longchari Cancer Foundation to honor and to keep the memory and vision of late Reverend Moa Longchari alive. We are indeed extremely blessed and happy for your presence. Some among you may be new and unaware of us. Let me just briefly put across what is RMLCF. RMLCF, abbreviated as Reverend Moa Longchari Cancer Foundation, is initiated by the family members of late Reverend Moa Longchari, established on the 26th of October 2019. Its underlying mission and vision being to ensure that cancer patients are given the best possible medical treatment to reduce the cancer mortality rate. And in this, the RMLCF plays its role by providing medical financial assistance as per requirement, as well as counseling, especially for the underprivileged and the medically underserved communities across the state in collaboration with oncologists and hospitals. The foundation, being a non-profit organization, rely on your contributions, be it in kind or cash, as every penny is used towards the care of cancer patients. There are brochures and flyers on the reception table outside. Kindly collect it and familiarize yourself about the foundation. Also, forms are available for those who have the zeal and desire to be a part of this foundation. May God richly bless each one of us in reaching out to the needy. To begin with the program, may I call Pastor Shan to pronounce the invocation. But before that, Pastor, kindly receive a small token of appreciation. And I greet you all in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. This evening I'm honored to have our guest speaker, Dr. Kevilhuü, and all the participants, the RMLCF members, invitees, and well-wishers. I take this time to share a few things about RMLCF. As RMLCF completes 2 years of establishment, I am grateful for the progress we have made over this timeline. These are significant, important changes in our development made possible by the united efforts of all those who have believed in us. We are continuously in awe of the partnerships and relationships we have built over time with the cancer patients, the doctors, the hospitals, our members and volunteers. RMLCF has made intellectual and organizational progress by standing on the shoulders of these giants. As you read through this report, you'll see the powerful and far-reaching impact they have made over the years. Ever since our launch on 26 October 2019, we have stayed committed to our theme, change a moment, change a life. We at RMLCF believe that kindness and compassion have rippling effects in our society. The ripples of changing little moments eventually impacts the lives of individuals. It changes both the giver and the receiver, and this has been a constant testament at RMLCF. We look into the future with optimism in the hopes of creating a lasting impact through our projects. Our short-term goals include organizing health camps and educational cancer awareness programs ranging from patients to caregiver consultations. We are currently working in affiliation with 4 hospitals and hope to expand these partnerships in a way where we are able to efficiently and effectively make a difference in the cancer community. Together, we are leveraging our successes to build a self-sustaining organization that fights cancer by collaborating and sharing our skills, knowledge, and resources. Together, we are delivering on an important mission of changing lives, saving lives, and most importantly, celebrating lives. Thank you for believing in our mission, and I really want to thank you all for coming and gracing this occasion. For those of you who are here for the first time, in page 2, you will know more about us, our mission, and our vision, and how you can help the underprivileged cancer patient through RMLCF. Coming to page 3, which the booklet you are holding, our primary projects within these 2 years are 1. RMLCF AIDS Center. RMLCF AIDS Center was inaugurated on 12th of August 2020 by our advisor, Reverend Kevilhuü. During late Reverend Moa's cancer treatment in US, we came across a charitable organization that financed the community's need by reselling used items. This encounter seeded an idea to what now is known as the RMLCF AIDS Center. You can visit our store, you can also inform your friends and family, and you will come across that through this project we have created a sustainable funding model by selling donated clothes, furniture, craft, electronic appliances, books, etc., etc. We receive a lot of donation where 100% of the proceeds go towards funding the treatment of cancer patients. Number 2, partnership with hospitals. In the past 2 years, RMLCF has been fortunate to create alliances with 4 prestigious hospitals in Naga. We joined partnership with Putunyo Nursing Home, Naga Hospital, Kohima, Eden Hospital, Dimapur in 2020, and went on to create alliances with the Referral Hospital that is in Dimapur in 2021. With the assistance and support from these alliances, we have been able to reach a demographic of patients who are not only in dire need of financial assistance, but also of immediate medical attention. Number 3, this is the support group. As part of our future plan, and currently we are forming a prayer and counseling team because we believe that spiritual and mental health is an important aspect of human nature, playing a significant role in the health of patients. And through this project, we wish to visit patients, hospitals, and support them in the near future. And those of you who are present this evening, if you want to be a part of this prayer team, you can always come forward and join the team, and we will love to have you in this team. Process of our allocating funds. We receive donations from the members, from well-wishers, families, and through this donation we receive through cash, mobile banking, check, deposits, bank transfers, and another means of our support is through RMLCF, and that is the goods received from donors and other allied businesses. And the fund which we receive comes to RMLC fund, and through this fund we have been supporting the partner hospitals and individual cancer patients. Coming to page 5, the stewarding donations. I came up with just a brief graph to let you know that starting from 2019 till date, The amount we have spent for cancer patients, and also the amount we received, we have been spending 3.2% for RMLCF AIDS Center management and 12% direct fund to individuals who are suffering from cancer, and funds for partner hospitals, we are spending 84.8%. And with the pandemic, 2019, we couldn't help any cancer patient, but starting from 2020 till date, we are being able to help 54 cancer patients in total. The details of our income and expenditures will be shared to us by our treasurer. During this 2 years' time, there are few activities and visits we could be able to do. October 26, 2019, RMLCF officially launched as a non-profit organization. January 2020, some of our members, along with me, visited NHAK Oncology Department for our first Hospital Alliance program. August 2020, we have formed partnership with Eden Hospital Dimapur and Putinyo Nursing Home Kohima. August 12, 2020, we inaugurated our RMLCF AIDS Center.
Recollection of the word cancer, or in fact my first personal encounter with cancer was when I was in 10th grade. I remember I was sitting in chemistry class and the word came in that my maternal grandfather passed away. He was the only grandparent that I knew. And at that moment, I remember him, he had a pipe inserted down his nose to feed him because he was suffering from stomach cancer. And he had become very thin and very pale. And I recall being very deeply affected, and it may be one of the reasons why I'm a cancer specialist today. Respected Chairperson, Mrs. Kevilhuü, President, Reverend Moa Longchari Cancer Foundation, Mrs. Kevilhuü, Honorable Chief Minister, Sri Nipirio and Lady Wife, members of the Board of RMLCF, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening. I've never had the opportunity to get to know Reverend Moa Longchari on a personal level, but we grew up in the same church, the Baptist Mission Church, and I heard that he was a very dynamic leader and a pastor of the church, and his family has always been very, very dear to ours. So it is with great honor that I stand here today amongst the distinguished invitees and the board members to commemorate the second Foundation Day of the Foundation in memory of late Reverend Moa Longchari. Growing up, I've always wanted to be a doctor, perhaps because both my mother and father were doctors, and perhaps not even realizing the full implications of being a doctor. It wasn't only about work inside the hospital and with medical related issues, but being a doctor was so much more than that. Once I became a surgeon, I wanted to be a cancer surgeon. As a trainee in surgery, cancer was something that always mesmerized me. It was a subject where there were no clear-cut answers. There was always something missing in the solution to any cancer patient, and that made me very curious to want to know more. It wasn't something like any other disease. For example, diabetes. We know the cause of diabetes and we have the treatment for diabetes, or for that matter, even heart disease. There is a treatment for heart disease or hypertension, but cancer has never been, the problem of cancer has never been solved in such a clear-cut manner. Today I complete 11 years of practice as a cancer surgeon. I trained in Tata Memorial Hospital, Mumbai, and then came back to Nagaland in 2016. Now I'm working in Putinyo Nursing Home, Kohima for the last 5 years. There's so much to share, in fact, and so much to reflect back on. The word cancer itself brings about an explosion of emotions. There's a lot of chaos mentally, physically, and spiritually. People are even scared of the word cancer. In fact, in my chamber in Kevilhuü nursing home, sometimes the relatives will visit me before the patient comes, and they tell me specifically, "Doctor, please don't mention the word cancer. You use any other word you want, but don't say the word cancer." So they're so afraid of even the word cancer. So if I were to think of what I would want to share with you today, there's so much. But one thing in my profession that has affected me the most in the last 11 years, it is the financial burden that cancer patients and their families have to endure, to struggle for money just to live for that one more day. During my training in Tata Memorial, I saw that many people from all kinds of economical backgrounds, they flocked to the hospital, not only from India, but from neighboring countries like Nepal, Bangladesh, even from Africa, and other countries abroad. They come to the hospital with the hope to live. Many don't have enough money, but they come with hope. Why was that? Because Tata Memorial Mumbai was known for giving free treatment to patients. It was known for giving discounted treatments to patients. That's why even from the remotest villages of Gujarat, Bihar, Orissa, farmers, people who didn't have much, they would get all their money together just to travel to Mumbai with the hope to live. I realized that cancer was definitely a problem, but money was the real problem. People have to beg, they have to borrow, they have to sell their property, they have to sell their inheritance, their prized jewelry, and they are pushed to the limits. They run into a debt, a never-ending cycle of debt. A regular day in my clinic, I spend a fair amount of time counseling on treatment-related costs and sitting down with the patient and relatives, planning expenses within a timeline so that they can plan ahead financially and not compromise on the treatment. Once I reveal the cost estimate to the patients, many of them, they express concerns about their struggles, and a good number of them do not come back to my chamber. Some of you may already be aware, cancer treatment is generally done in phases. It consists of surgery, chemotherapy, all or a combination of these, with multiple stages of tests, investigations, follow-ups, and etc. Now with the evolving cancer research, there's a lot of different kinds of therapies. I just sorted out some of them. Hormonal therapy, immunotherapy, proton therapy, targeted therapy, bone marrow transplants, other kinds of transplants, and the list goes on. The more you add to the treatment, the more you add to the expenses. The initial part of the treatment usually takes about 3 to 6 months for most cancers. Cost of treatment is highly variable depending on the type of cancer and the stage of cancer. For example, in breast cancer, the average cost for initial treatment of early stage cancer can come up to anywhere between 1.5 to 3 lakhs and may go up to 10 lakhs depending on the stage. If you add immunotherapy to breast cancer, one cycle can cost anywhere between 1 to 4 lakhs, and you would generally advise about 6 cycles minimum. So we are talking about a lot of money. If you talk about bone marrow transplants in India, it costs anywhere between 15 to 40 lakhs. Now these are huge numbers that we're talking about. Medical care has always been expensive. A recent publication in 2018 stated that 60 million Indians are pushed to poverty every year because of medical expenses. That is 7,000 people an hour are pushed to poverty because of medical expenses. Considering that the Indian population is 139 crores, we may think, oh, that's just 4% of our country. But 6 crore is a staggering figure. Cancer itself bears a huge economical burden, not just to the individual, but also to the country. Last year, 2020, Tata Memorial conducted a study to see how much economical burden only mouth cancer, bears to the country. And they reported that for mouth cancer treatment alone, India had to spend 2,386 crore rupees paid by the insurance schemes, government and private sector included, out-of-pocket expenses. 2,386 crores just for mouth cancer alone. Most of the patients who receive treatment, they become weak or maybe less able to continue their profession. So they are left unemployed and further become an economic burden to their friends and their family. Even patients with health insurance or government aid who think that they are immune to the cost of health care face serious challenges because most schemes do not provide the actual amount needed for treatment. This eventually becomes an out-of-pocket expense, pushing a significant proportion of these people to a never-ending cycle of debt. Now, if we come to Nagaland, we have a population of 23 lakhs. Only, I would say even on the higher side, 1 to 2% of our society may be able to afford the best and most expensive treatment available in the country and even abroad. Another 5 to 6% of Nagas are government employees. 5 to 6% only. Our government employees are covered under the state or central government health insurance. We can add up to 10% if we include the dependents of these government employees. Such people have the means of availing treatment in certain hospitals which are impaneled by the state and also receive reimbursement from the government. That leaves around 88 to 89% of our Naga population without any financial backup or help. 80% of our society, they need help. They may not necessarily be poor, but they do not have enough money to cover the medical expenses that cancer treatment demands. So, owing to the financial problems and several other reasons, which include side effects of cancer treatment, fear of side effects, uncertainty about the treatment effectiveness, hopelessness, denial, and psychological problems, there is a 10% fallout rate of cancer patients who do not ever turn up for treatment. Losing a person with early stage curable disease because of no money was an extremely difficult and painful reality for me to accept. When I came to Nagaland, I was very frustrated. So I expressed this concern to my father one day, and I said that it is not fair that somebody will not be able to get cured because they don't have the money. So we started a small project called the Cancer Aid Nagaland under our family organization to provide discounts to those socio-economically challenged backgrounds with curable stage cancer.
Welcome to NLTV. I'm Idu, President of Reverend Moa Longchari Cancer Foundation, RMLCF la President do Ainaze, Tala Namdo Mem Krigan no Moa, Talot Hotaudi Grua, Idu Ajila program Wikina, which are in future plans Mikinaze, Idu Hutisawabi. Welcome to NLTV, Mem.
Thank you.
Mem Idu Aji program Idu Lala, the second foundation does, to Idu Lalop highlight critical power.
Oh, we can 2019 day. Reverend Moa Longchari Cancer Foundation to launch Korishe. aro moi kan aji tu second foundation day to organize kurise to moi kan etu foundation day to organize kura to awareness bi create kuri dibole kile mane Nagaland cancer patients bi bishi ase aro moi kan members bi ase etu nimde ta khan ke bi invite kuri gina ta khan ke bi appreciate bi kuri dibole support kora nimite aro ta khan ekki logote kiniga aru kam kuri jabo kiniga aru manu ke help kuri dibo etu nimite mainly aji program to organize kurise
আৰু মেম এইটো প্ৰগ্ৰামটো আপুনি ধৰণ এইটো ফাইনেন্সিয়েলি ছাপৰ্ট বি কৰে এইটো ফৰ দ্য নাগা পিপল কেঞ্চাৰ পেচেণ্ট হান্দিলা কিনা টাইপ দে আছে এইটো অলপ কৈ দিব পাৰিব
হয় মই খানটো ডাইৰেক্ট তো কোনবাকে তো হেল্প কৰে হ'লে বি মই খান হস্পিটেলছ খান লগতে পাৰ্টনাৰশ্বিপ কৰি কিনা থ্ৰু হস্পিটেলছ কেঞ্চাৰ পেচেণ্টছ হ'লে বি মই খান নাগালেণ্ডে বেছি মানুহ ট্ৰিটমেণ্ট একটা ল'বলৈ বি টকা পইচা বি দিগদাৰ হৈ কিনা থাকে আৰু মই এজ I came across my husband who suffered with cancer আৰু মই দুজন লগা journey de কিনেকা মানুহ cancer দুখ পায় financially বি strain হয় ইটো খান চাই কিনা ইটো নিমিতে মই খান ইটো cancer foundation টো শুৰু হৈছে আৰু মই খান members para আৰু মই খান লগা RMLCF AIDS center এনেকা থাকে ইটো তো মই খান লগা members মাজতে বি well wishers মাজতে বি used items in terms of clothes হ'ব পাৰে furnitures হ'ব পাৰে electronic gadgets হ'ব পাৰে books home furnishing কি donate কৰে ইটো খান বিক্ৰী কৰি কিনা তাতে পৰা convert কৰি কিনা ফাণ্ডে লৈ যায় আৰু ইটো পৰা মই খান হস্পিটেল খান চাৰটা হস্পিটেল লগতে কাম কৰে ইডেন হস্পিটেল ৰেফাৰেল হস্পিটেল কহিমাতে তো পুটুনিয়া হস্পিটেল আৰু নাগা হস্পিটেল তো হস্পিটেল খান হে কোন পেচেণ্টছ তো বেছি পুৱাৰ আছে আৰু ট্ৰিটমেণ্ট ল'বলৈ দুখ পাই আছে ইটো খান হেল্প কৰি থাকে ইটো ফাণ্ডছ পাৰা না
আৰু মেম আজি মান এইটো প্ৰগ্ৰাম লগত দ্য ছেকেণ্ড ফাউণ্ডেশ্যনটো আছে চ' আমি ধৰণ চব জানে কি পেণ্ডেমিক কানি লাষ্ট ইয়েৰো এইটো ল'ব পাৰে নাই তো এইটো এতিয়াতো ইন দ্য ডেছ দুখন নেক্সট ইয়েৰ আৰু এইটো কি লৈ এইটো এভৰি মান্থ এইটো অক্টোবৰ 26 এইটো ফাউণ্ডেশ্যনটো লৈ যাবলৈ আছিলে কিনা আছে
মই খান এভৰি ইয়েৰ টু ফাউণ্ডেশ্যন ডে টু অবজাৰ্ভ নকৰিব হ'লে বি ফাউণ্ডেশ্যন ডে নাম পৰা প্ৰগ্ৰেমছ কৰিব কেলে মানে মই খান খালি হস্পিটেল খান পাৰ্টনাৰশ্বিপ কৰি কিনা কেঞ্চাৰ খান হেল্প কৰি আহে নহয় কিনা এৱেৰনেছ ক্ৰিয়েট কৰিবলৈ কেলে মানে নাগালেণ্ডটো one of the highest percentage in cancer ইটো নিমিতে মই খান church level te bi school college level te bi awareness bi create kuribole laga itu khan bi program monte ase aro moi khan cancer patients khan tu khali treatment laga kotha nohoi hole bi ta khan spiritual support bi emotional support bi mental support bi bishi lage tumte moi khan itu khan ke bi reach kurigena কেনেকা হ'লে তাখানকে হেল্প কৰিব পাৰিব ছাপৰ্ট কৰিব পাৰিব তাখানে কে লগতে প্ৰে বি কৰিব পাৰিব ইটো খান বি প্লেন আছে কৰি আছে আৰু আহা দিন দেবি কৰিব
Thank you so much for your time, ma'am. I wish you all the best for your future.
Thank you.